and we are going to hop over to Shauna, who is going to be talking about a video of Kelly and Amazon. Hi, Shauna.
Hi, Robin.
So what can you tell me about Kelly?
Well, Kelly is a 35-year-old male blue front Amazon. He had one previous owner who had him for 30 years of his life and loved him dearly, no doubt, but became ill to the point where she could no longer take care of Kelly. So she made the heart-wrenching decision to surrender him to Mickaboo.
That is always a little bit sad to hear when someone who has loved a bird for so long is no longer able to care for them. So I know you said they were 35. Do we know their gender, and do we know their gender for sure? Because a lot of birds, there's no way to know for sure without testing.
Yes, that is true. We don't always know for sure. Kelly, so far in the 5 years that he's been with Mickaboo, has not, has not laid an egg. So we're pretty sure he's not a female. And
so probably a male.
Yes, so most likely there's a pretty good indication that he's a male.
Okay, so we see them interacting with their foster. Do they have a gender preference? Do they prefer men over women, or are they about even for both?
I would say about even. He interacts more with the foster dad, but he does allow the foster mom to give him scritches on the head. So he doesn't seem to show a strong preference for a man or a woman.
That's always a really nice sign when they're willing to let you scratch their head a little bit. And I'll remind people, if you do have any questions, just go down to the Q&A tab and feel free to ask away. We'll be able to get these things. We did have someone actually ask, how long do Amazons live generally?
Well, Amazons can live to be about 60 to 80 years old. So
wow.
Kelly, although around 35, he's not considered an old man. He's not a young bird, but he still has quite a few years. Yes, he still has quite a few years ahead of him.
Oh yeah. So what does Kelly eat exactly?
Kelly is on a diet of Harrison's pellets. He likes his Nutriberry or nutrient cake as the occasional treat. He does eat his veggies and fruits. The only thing his foster dad notes that Kelly doesn't seem to have too much of a preference for are berries. But, it's always good to keep offering him different fruits and vegetables with more emphasis on the vegetables than the fruits, and see what he takes a liking to. He could change and like something at one point and then not the other. So it's always good to keep trying to offer it to him.
Are there any treats in particular that Kelly really likes?
Well, as mentioned, his Nutriberry and his nutrient cake are kind of his treats. So Amazons can also usually like a nut as a treat, like an almond, a lower fat nut than a walnut. So maybe a almond or a small piece of pecan might be a good treat for him.
So I know we saw him step up onto hands a little bit earlier, but are they tame?
That would be a yes and a no for Kelly. Kelly is a pretty easygoing bird, but he's not very snuggly. He will step up on occasion. As you can see, he has a bell toy there that you can kind of see. He does love his bell toys. In fact, he's a little over obsessed with them. He'll even try to feed them by regurgitating if you have them in his cage, and he talks to them. So the vets recommended that to really try to steer him towards other toys, and his foster dad doesn't put those bell toys inside of his cage. Instead, he uses them for outside, as you can see, or to get him to step up onto the arm, because he really will pretty much do anything once you have a bell toy in hand.
I know you mentioned briefly that he talks to them. Does Kelly talk, or just chatter at them?
Yes, well, he does both, actually. He says things like, good morning. He says hello, and one other thing he says, but he also does this really cute little chattering thing. So sometimes when birds are talkers like that, they tend to do that more than their normal Amazon sounds. But of course, Amazons can be very loud. They are loud on the noise scale. So he, I'm sure, has his moments where he does that. But as you can see in this video, you can get him to engage and play. He's not, the nice thing about Kelly is that he's not an overly, he's not a bird that it requires a huge amount of attention. He doesn't have to be at your side all the time. He's happy with ambient attention and the occasional, attention. So,
oh, I see we're seeing him getting a bath.
He's getting his shower, which is also a very, very good thing for our birdies. Kelly does
enjoying it.
Yes, Kelly does was also recommended to have a nice misting to keep his sinuses nice and clear. So the frequent showers are good. And here in the video, you can see that how the foster dad uses that bell toy to keep Kelly's attention, get him onto the arm. Although Kelly is a pretty laid back bird, we like folks to keep in mind that it's a good idea for adopters to have experience with Amazon body language and their potential to be feisty. They can get overstimulated easy, and that can turn into a bite. So it's really good to have somebody that has experience with that. As you can see right there, he liked his head scratches for a little bit, but then he can turn right around.
Changed his mind.
Second and say, nope, I don't like it anymore.
So maybe not a first time bird for someone who doesn't have any sort of bird experience, but yeah. Someone did ask, do we know the last time that Kelly went to an avian vet? I don't think he's gone to one while he's been with Mickaboo, but did he go to one before they were surrendered?
Actually, he has been to one since he's joined Mickaboo.
Oh,
and yes, Kelly has been to a vet, and that's going to lead into another question I'm sure you were going to ask me.
Yep.
Kelly on any medications? And the answer is yes. Kelly was quite overweight when he came to us, and he has, the vet feels that he's probably developing some arthritis. So he is on meloxicam to help with that, to help with the symptoms. And he gets that twice a day. It's an oral medication, so there's no injections needed. The foster dad says he takes it pretty well when you put it onto a banana chip for him, or sometimes you can put it on food and he'll take it easily. So that's the only thing that, and as you can see there goes that when he doesn't want to step up, he certainly makes it known, as you can see there.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm not going to step up. But then on that day, hold on, I will step up. Show me my bell.
And there you go. Yep.
Oh,
he changed his mind.
Oh yeah, they're very wily. Let's go with that. Wily.
Yes. Exactly.
So aside from the medication, do they need a special cage or anything like that? Any sort of specialized setup?
No, he does not require any special setup. Just a nice, for his perches, just to have a nice variety of perches so that his feet can get some exercise and that he's comfortable.
Yeah, so sounds like aside from some very special banana chips, he doesn't really require any special care. So before we hop over to the next birds, do you have any fun stories about Kelly?
Yes, I was talking earlier about how he likes to chatter, and it's a really, really cute thing. The foster dad says that for those who can remember the peanut, the Charlie Brown cartoons, where when the adults talk, it sounds like wah 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 wah. So Kelly will go into this little cute chattering thing where he's talking to himself, or when he has his little bell, he'll talk to his little bell and does that cute little, you can't make out what he's saying, but you just say, uh-huh, okay. He just keeps right on
He's
chattering. It's
definitely
really
talking.
cute.
I don't know what
Really
he's
cute.
saying, but he's talking.
Yes, exactly. It's adorable.
All right. Thank you very much, Shauna.